Hello, Snack. I'm going to imagine that your mouth is wide open because you're cheering me on for my inevitable success, because hello everyone, I'm Tessellating Hexagons, this is Spyro 3 if on the dance floor. Through here is the place you need 100 eggs to access, the final boss. We're doing it. I'm intimidated because it's not easy, at least I don't remember it being easy. Oh good, cut to black and then a loading screen. Do we get a cutscene though? I don't remember.
Time to kick some Sorceress butt.
Really? That's all you have to say? You're not even going to inform me of how this boss works? Oh my god, I've never heard this music glitch in person, but yes, this is version 1.0, the North American release, so it's playing the Sunrise Springs music in completely the wrong place. This does not work here, this is the final boss. Now, I'm gonna fix that right the fuck out of the gate. Options. Take it, give it a moment. Sound. Music volume. Away with you, so I can fix it in post. There we go. Okay, so I tried pressing the circle button to exit the menu. No, that's like PS2 onwards. Back in the day, it was triangle to exit menus. So, yep, I've definitely turned the music off. So here's the Sorceress. She's fucking good at aiming. Okay, so she has two main attacks. One that's just literally Spyro Super Flame, and one that's a lot of this nonsense. And I'm not entirely sure what the protocol here is, because you might notice there's a load of shit attached to balloons. That's our main method of attack, beginning with canons. More like cano, thank you. You missed with your good attack power. So, we have an ammunition of exactly 10, she'll run around and be generally awkward, and if you... I can't believe that hit. If you jump out of the cannon, then, like, at any point, whether that's because of knockback from getting hurt or voluntarily, or if you hit the Sorceress, or if you run out of ammunition. Those are the three ways to make a cannon despawn. So, get hit, jump out voluntarily, or be knocked out, or hit the Sorceress, or run out of ammunition. So, I don't like using the cannons, but as you can see there in the distance, we have a second option, and I was paying no attention to that fireball attack, so I will own a bit of damage. I much prefer this weapon, so just fire some stuff so you won't damage my oncoming traffic. Haha. Now these ones don't need to worry about arcs or anything, they just fire in a straight line, and I believe... Okay, she also does that, I completely forgot about that, fair enough. Sheep, please, thank you, please, sheep. I don't like this attack because it reminds me too much of Spike, as you may recall from Midday Gardens. No thank you. Stop it with those. Stop being boat racist. It's racist to boats. And get away before she does the thing again. So she has kind of... Okay, just imitating Crush from the previous game, why the fuck don't you? Now, I was intimidated about the prospect of fighting this boss because, of course, it's the final boss from the hardest of the trilogy, and it sort of has a big place in my childhood because it's excuse you with the last second aiming bullshit? Now, one saving grace is, I believe, if you get hit by an attack that knocks you out of your weaponry, I believe that takes the hit for you. So, instead of losing a hit of sparks, instead you lose a weapon instead. I think that's how it works. But yeah, for as intimidating as this is, a couple of things. One, at least it's not Spike, even though I beat him within a minute. Because, like, that was some clanky bullshit in this Let's Play. And the other thing, at least it's not Bentley boxing. Like, goddamn. So I'm now imagining, freaking, I don't know, Bentley Jones fighting KSI, because why not? Anyway, weapon number 3. UFO, which I did not even have chance to get into because of shockwaves. Yum. Now, the UFOs work slightly differently from the other weapons in that you can keep them for as long as you don't jump out of them. So, with the UFOs, you have unlimited ammunition, but if you crash, or if you get hit, or if you jump out, you lose, basically, so... Okay, that was unfortunate. That's the other thing with UFOs. Because they can fly in 3D space, you might suffer. But, as I recall, this boss is fairly generous with health restoratives, so we're still not doing that badly. Like, it looks like she's on half health, but really, once you have access to the UFOs, that's kind of the final phase of the final boss. Yeah, fam, we out here already. Kill the sheep for me, save me a bit of kerflaffle. Oh my god, the game's actually listening to me. Come on, you can't even touch me with your green hooligans. I just realized there's a cable in front of the TV. Like, it's nothing that's in the way. It's not as if, like my view isn't blocked. It's literally like 1/20th of the screen is obscured by a thin-ass cable. Yeah, if she's getting close to you, then just get out of her field of vision. Or just go vertically if you think you're in trouble. And also be aware that like her aim is good. The fireball's arc particularly, there's that. And the fireballs, as a result of using the UFO, do have shockwaves. So don't be afraid of aiming downwards. Because if she's standing near a blast, that is good enough. Also, with the things that are attached to balloons, note that Agent 9 is running around the edge of the arena shooting them down for us. But you can also shoot them down using the other weapons. Excuse you, I was literally going out... Excuse you, I was going out my way to get that sheep. I object to this. Excuse you! Okay, we're back, and also, I think at this point, I'm confident enough in my ability to finish this boss that... Rude, I was healing. Then I'm going to turn the music back on because I'm going to need that on for ending cutscenes, etc. So, you've experienced most of this boss as it should be exposed. So what I was saying before is there are a couple of ways of getting the various weapons down. Obviously, you can wait for Agent 9. That's the canon way of doing it. Canon, because they're firearms. You can also shoot them down yourself, which is made especially easier by using the UFO. Now, can you not with the homing bullshit? Because you've had some homing bullshit attacks, and I disapprove of them. Now, my least favourite of the weapons you could use is the cannon, because that is the clankiest to control. But hey... yeah, that's why they leave it to first, so you can get out of the way. Also, you were so on that shockwave. Why does that home? Why does that home? That is unfair. Surely it's not just me that's seeing this. Ah, there's the music. I thought it was taking a while to spawn in. You know, music spawning, that's clearly the correct verb. Verbiage. That is a word, yes. Here's the homing one. And there's another one. Why do they home? My fireballs don't home. My fireballs yum. My fireballs yum. My fireworks yum. Now, can you please just die on toast? Okay, I believe you have one hit left to sandwich. Can I sandwich you with my blast hole? Nope. I'm just gonna take the hit and have nothing to show for it, apparently. Agent 9, can I have a sheep, please? May I have some sheep, please? Thank you. But it's like the game is just constantly listening to my ass. Specifically my ass. I will learn to fart talk and toot some requests into the microphone, even though the microphone isn't even attached to the console. And the whole getting into the weapon animation is why the blue fireballs take so slow to land. Take so slow to land. Wow, you actually split your last hit point into like 3 separate hits. But there we go. That's it. That's the full game. That's it. That's Year of the Dragon. We're done. We did it. We got the 147th egg. Yeah, we're not done yet. But it's George. Just in time for Jared Leto to hatch from the egg and just generally have a fantastic time. I mean, we knew she was trying to kill baby dragons for their wings, and that was a good use of wings, but yeah. 147. Also, look, it's the whirlwind that was supposed to spawn outside of this arena. Oh hey, cutscene that's like a reference to the first game, because bookends, yim yum.
Spyro, you've just defeated the Sorceress, rescued the dragon eggs, and restored freedom to the lost dragon worlds. What do you plan to do next? Perhaps a nice vacation in Dragon Shores?
You're a real comedian sometimes, Bentley. You know, I still have to find the rest of the dragon eggs. Plus, Hunter seems to have disappeared again, so I should go make sure he's not in more trouble. You haven't seen him, have you?
Huh? Me? Oh, no. If I do happen to encounter him, however, I will most certainly inform you immediately.
It's a funny thing, Spyro. I adjusted Avalar's portals to take me to the Dragon Worlds, but somehow I ended up here. Maybe my coordinate tables are out of date.
By 1,000 years.
That would explain why the book was so cheap.
So, now that you're done saving the world again, are you gonna visit me in Avalar?
Sure, Alora, but I still have to find the rest of the eggs and, well, Hunter's disappeared again.
Did you say Hunter? Well, hey, I can help. I just saw him sneak off with...
Agent 9, isn't that a Rhinoc over in those bushes?
Rhinoc! Ooh, let me at him. You want a piece of me, Rhinoc boy? Eat laser, punk! Come on now, no fair hiding.
I'm sure Hunter is in good hands. I mean, I'm sure he will turn up soon.
Promise you'll come visit Avalar soon, okay?
Now, how many times have I told you not to tease that moose?
It was Billy's idea. Yeah.
Is that true, Billy? Hold that thought, Billy. Spyro, great to see ya.
Hi, Sheila. I've been looking for Hunter all day. Have you seen him?
Sorry, Spyro. Hunter made me promise not to tell you where they went.
Hey.
You didn't hear anything from me?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mwah.
It's a sad sight, Sparks. Another noble warrior falls victim to the plague of love. Just look away. Well, I guess we'll have to find the rest of the eggs by ourselves.
Come on, Spyro. Take a little break. Let's watch the show.
I'd like to think... Also, by the way, they're using the same credits theme 3 games in a row, and I'm happy with this. But I'd like to think that Sparks appearing at the end is like Sparks' way of saying, "Hey, motherfucker, I still have an egg to get to!" Because clearly that's what Sparks sounds like, and totally not David Spade. Anyway, so this is Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, Yiff on the dance floor, as I said. We're not done yet, obviously. As I said, we have 147 eggs, and that super portal requires, like, something in the 5 digits of gems, and we're at 6,800. And on top of that, we also need 2 more eggs. One of them comes from Sparks' next mission, and the other, well, we simply don't know. So for now, I'm not signing off the video, we're going to go and do Sparks' level after this. But for the time being, thoughts on this project. As I said, the Spyro trilogy was a massive part of my childhood, and is a really large influencer in how I view game design as a whole. And, like, this is kind of combined thoughts of the whole trilogy, but this game in particular, like, it sparked a particular fascination in how I view collectathons, especially, like, ones that have hub worlds. Like, this game, I won't say is the best at it. It's certainly one of the best. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie both did it very well. This game does it well. Honestly, the whole Spyro series does hub worlds well, but I personally find the whole thing with the closed portals, like, I find that fascinating, which is why I went around all homeworlds on a low percent file to show you what each portal looks like when closed, because I find that to be a really cool detail. And this is the first game in the trilogy that actually does something like that, because in the first game, the only levels that were locked behind any sort of requirements were Toasty in the first homeworld, because you need to go through one exit portal to open it, and that's it. And the same thing in Nork Nexus, all the levels except for the first one. I was going to say Nork Bay, I believe this. Nork Cove, that's the one. And in the second game, there are a couple of levels that are, like, portals that are closed just because you need to have a certain number of, like, well, not even orbs, like, most of them are just locked behind money bags being a douche. And then there's an occasional one where you need, like, 1 or 2 orbs, but that's just from a character asking. There's not, like, a requirement that pops up on the portal. Whereas with this game, it straight up says, egg times however many you need. And because that recurs in Spyro Season of Ice and Season of Flame, and those were also part of, like, the cornerstone of my whole Spyro experience as a child, for better or for worse, that to me is the optimal way of having level-based, world-based collectathons with hubs. So I won't say this is the quintessential Spyro experience, because I'm going to do a Patreon video about this game eventually, and I said that Spyro 1 is the ultimate Spyro experience. The second game was Spyro plus story, this is Spyro plus gimmicks, and that isn't a bad thing. I don't mean to say that in a derogatory sort of way, because this is a very good game. It's just there's a lot of diversity in gameplay styles, and I suppose, come to think of it, I'm glad that the final boss does incorporate some element of that, because the previous bosses also are the sort of things that you wouldn't get in previous Spyro games. Remember, in Spyro 1, bosses were just enemies that took 3 hits rather than 1. And in Spyro 2, they were really simplistic, except for Ripto, of course, which was just a cool concept with the orbs, but, you know. Whereas with this game, you've got Buzz, which is like an interesting sort of introduction to how the bosses work. It's pretty basic. Then there's Spike, which kind of shows, we did this for the final boss in the last game, this is only boss 2, strap the fuck in. Then the third boss, Scorch, sharing his name with Scorch Oasis for some reason, or, well, the final name of Scorch Oasis anyway. Like, that having the mouth projectile things, that was an gimmick. And then, of course, there's the Sorceress with the canons and the UFOs and fucking Beanstalk Land. So there's not much else I can say without repeating myself when I say I enjoy this game, and it also tickles me in just the right way that the European version that I grew up playing doesn't say press start at the beginning. You have a choice of which language to play it in, and this was true of Gateway to Glimmer as well. The full game, every last word, and to my knowledge the voice acting, is all translated into the big 5 languages of Europe. British English, German, French, Castilian Spanish, and Italian, and that's going over, well, I'd say it's going over and above. That should be the standard for games released in Western Europe. But in the current gaming climate, it's just impressive because nowhere translates shit into British English these days. Anyway, this game has great music, great level design, and one hell of a difficulty curve, but it never feels unreasonable. There are bullshit moments, like, for instance, well, we were just about to come to it. Why is Cloud Spires right at the end here? Like, the tank battle thing in Haunted Tomb and the Agent 9 You're Doomed missions, like, there are difficult points, but as I've demonstrated in playing this for this Let's Play, they're not as hard as I remember. So there is kind of an interesting retrospective between what I remember of this game and what I've experienced playing through it now, and it feels like just yesterday I was doing the episode with Cloud Spires. So I have so many memories, and why, yes, I have, game. How did you know this was a trilogy? Except, see, I'm surprised this... Wait, hang on. It took us 4 years to make it. No, you're talking about the full trilogy, not just this game. So, this is all why I will be supporting the Reignited trilogy, but just only if they release it on Steam, because I don't have any of the other consoles it's going to be released on. Also, no captions saying that you're going to save? Is this an end screen? Nope. Okay, so at this point, there was supposed to be a whirlwind that spawned here that took you up and away to the far distant island in the back, which at present, I believe, has 3 extra lives on it, but was originally supposed to be where that super portal over there is. And, as I said, we can't get in there yet, don't even worry about it. So, let's just go and take on the last Sparks level.
Just before you kick the Sorceress's big, fat, ugly butt, she built a factory to make robotic bugs to fight Sparks. But I don't think they're any match for him.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. Why didn't I talk over that loading screen? I don't know, but I'm going to leave that in just to make it sound awkward and strange. So, Bugbot Factory. Now, fun fact, in these levels, I may have already mentioned this, but these are built in the same engine as the main levels of the game, and in fact this is just a really large model of Sparks. So you can sort of glitch the camera in so that it looks the same as if Spyro was here. Also, can I run into this without taking damage? Because that's how it was in the tutorial, and it's never been that way ever since. Also, demonstrating, as is true with Spyro in person, if you shoot ahead, that will help you a little. was hoping I could sneak up on this fucker, but it simply would not let me. There we go. Oh! I forgot about that aspect. You need to shoot it and then grab the key. Like, just shooting it isn't enough, apparently. Get away from that. You don't get to exist. Now, I'm sort of worried that this won't take a reasonable amount of time to get through because it's the last Sparks level. The Sparks levels are difficult, which I've really downplayed in this series, even though, as I was just saying over the credits, this game isn't as hard as I remember it being, and the Sparks levels are further proof positive of that. But this is the last Sparks level, it's going to be difficult, and remember, Sparks levels are how you get upgrades for Sparks. And I wish the upgrade you got for this one was earlier in the game, to be honest, because I'm not going to spoil what it is just yet. But it's pretty fucking useless. Or at the very least, it is to me. For some people, not so much. There are some people who have, like, maybe not no need, but there are people who would benefit from the upgrade you get from this level. And I did have a bit of a misunderstanding about it when I first unlocked it as a child, but you'd need to know what it is before I discuss that, and we haven't got it yet, and I don't want to spoil it, so... Have you keeled over and died? Did you got dead again? Die, ladybirds, you don't belong in this world, even though you're... Actually, at the moment, in the UK, there is kind of a ladybird epidemic, if I can even speak English. And I don't know why, like, I've not experienced it personally. I've seen a couple of, like, ladybirds just sort of crawling around on the, like, the outside of the windows outside, and that's it. Like, there's not really been anything, like, they've not been in your hair, behind the bed, pushing over the lamp. Like, I don't condone Spoonie's behavior, just, he's quotable sometimes. Anyway, like, I've seen a couple just kind of wangling around on the windows, but not really causing any harm. So, I don't know, there are more than usual, so I suppose, oh, epidemiology. So how are we going to know which key goes where? Hang on, I'm going to face sideways, and you're going to suffer, get away. Playing a literal game of keep away. It would be funny, except they made that joke in one of the early Mario Party games. I don't remember which one. One of the first, like one of the... No, Sparks, don't eat that, you fuck. We might need it later. Early enough, I think it was on the N64 anyway. Now, am I the only person who doesn't like Mario Party 4, by the way? Because that's a game that exemplifies the TV tropes trope of the AI as a cheating bastard, because if you play anything less than 2 players... Like, no. If you're playing with 2 or fewer human players in that game, then you will have a negative experience. They're just... The AI cheats! Messianella has proven this. I don't want to get too close to this just in case it makes the enemy within, start doing a little attacky bongo. And yeah, just right now, I was holding both square and circle. You can't charge and fire at the same time. You need to be a bit strategic. Is there some sort of tricky secret up here that will help me on my quest? I doubt it. There are gems though, and we do need those. I thought maybe there'd be like a, I don't know, some sort of butterfly that would help me flutter by and obtain healthies. Well, not health, some sort of special super weapon to help me sneak up on this fuck. Because, like, you can't outrun it. You literally just need to shoot it in the face somehow. There you go. You can get dead again. See, I am sort of concerned about charging into them. Because I believe that... Oh dear, you're reacting also! I believe the, as I was saying before, those blue thief bugs, like, any other time, it's just a case of, like, charge into them and take damage because they're a regular enemy. But just in the tutorial of the Sparks levels, all the way back in Crawdad Farm, I don't even know what a Crawdad is, by the way. This is what I was thinking of before, where it gives you a butterfly, sting like a bee, a dragon bee, a dragon flout. Is there anything of value down here? Because this opened. Nope, it's just... This kind of reminds me of Nasty's loot from the first game. Just come think of it like here and now. Just because we're going into areas and opening other areas that we're opening. Except, previously that was by changing the height limit to which you could fly, and with this it's literally going to new areas. It's like a maze, but not. And, once again, the day has been saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls, but also... again, I remember all of the Sparks levels being spectacularly difficult, and again, this has been not tedious, because I'm enjoying myself, but it's been a bit laborious just to get to the various bugs and things. Okay, there's a key down there, but there was a path up here as well. So this place is so mazy. Hazy, mazy, cavey. Okay, that's where the boss is. I recognize the arena. I don't know why I remember. I just remember there being a purple circle with ladybirds watching from above. The treasure trove above. So, as I may have mentioned, I've been rewatching some of my old Let's Plays with my mother recently. Just charge through all of them, it's fine. Okay. Just don't even worry about that bug yet, and unless you can do this, like, don't worry about chasing that one, prioritize clearing out the enemies here first, which is kind of why I didn't want to get all of the various butterflies I've been accidentally collecting so far, and I admit, the way I charged into this room was stupidly reckless and very, very not advisable, but it worked for me. Like, just do it recklessly and stupidly, and if it works out in the end, then it doesn't matter. The ends justify the means, but they don't, though. Anyway, we have 7,000 gems, which is good, but still, if memory serves, less than half of what we actually need to open that super portal. Never mind, we need one more egg as well as the one we're going to get from here. Now, where are we going to get double our money from? Oh, hey, it's Twin Mole. Oh, he shoots, he scores. I forget how this works. Do I have to hit you in the head? Can I just get shot several times in the face and give no shits, apparently? Ah, I did not know which way I was about to be launched then, so that was slightly worrying. Now, I don't actually remember if the Manta Ray boss from Starfish Reef, I don't remember if that one split off, but this one certainly does. Can I have another health, please? This didn't go quite as planned, because their money discs are superior. And by that I mean they keep shooting me with these tubes! I have one hit left, and so do they, and this is probably going to end badly, because I walked right the fuck into that. Oh my god, okay, I don't even know how many attempts that took. It helps to note they do move in set patterns, and they only fire when you're in their line of sight. So, 148 eggs, we're still missing one. Where could that possibly be? But for now, let's just have the world's most underwhelming upgrade. Like, if this was any other one in the game, this would be so much more useful. But because it's the last one, what the fuck are we gonna use this for?
That last egg must have had some extra magic, because it gave Sparks 2 new abilities. Now he can break open treasure chests, and using the atlas, he can warp you to any level. Just select the level you want and press the square button.
Okay, that second part I'd forgotten about. Like, I knew you got it as a result of completing the game, I just forgot that that was part of the reward for beating Bugbot Factory. So I suppose that's all cool and good. But as a child, I interpreted that as meaning you no longer need to look for keys in levels that have locked chests. But no, you do. It's just you don't need to break open baskets. Certainly, I don't know if it applies to vases, but well, we'd better hope that we're missing a whole fuck ton of gems in here, because for the moment, like, we are missing a lot of money, and well, actually, it doesn't matter if the money's in there or not. We can't get in there because we don't have the money. So I'll let Zoe explain in the next episode. For now, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode, we're going to solve the mystery of the missing final egg, and also show off some other stuff that I kind of didn't have time to touch upon in this one. So, see you in the next one, and eggs!